Hey everybody, hope we're doing well. Welcome back to another episode of CSGO News. And first off, I do want to talk about two speculative stories for our first two stories today's episode. So if you guys want to look down below for time markers, make sure to skip along to whatever stories you guys are most interested in. So first off today, I want to talk about the SK Gaming possible roster change there. As many of you know, a couple days ago, it was rumored that a possibility of SK Gaming's very own FNX being traded or swapped for Immortals player known as Phelps. Now, first off, when I thought about this, a lot of people thought it was highly likely and almost confirmed. Now, it seems as a couple days later, after this actually was announced, we had Taco come out with HLTV. So all of you guys know, Taco came out in an interview and said, I can assure you, quote unquote, I can assure you that FNX will not be leaving the SK Gaming roster. So I do want to talk about, first off, if this trade were to happen. Think about this. If there really were that high of internal issues going on with SK Gaming, it seems that dropping FNX in place of Phelps, if Phelps were to get along with these guys, if internal issues were really affecting them that poorly, it could be a beneficial trade for both these Brazilian rosters if these internal issues were that bad. You know, there were a lot of videos that surfaced when this whole rumor came out, a lot of videos about Fallen and FNX after a lot of events or victories where they would not high-five each other or contact each other or make eye contact. A lot of very, Illuminati-ish videos where it just seemed like a lot of people were trying to make theories as to why this could possibly be. It seems as of right now that this is unconfirmed, but just thinking about the trade in general, if you have FNX, a player who a lot of people when this rumor first surfaced, you have to realize FNX definitely not one of those lower members on SK Gaming as of right now, or at least in the past few months. He's probably their third top fragger, I would say. I think Taco most likely the most lacking player of this roster. Now I do want to say, obviously guys, top 5 players in the world here on this SK Gaming roster, but in the past few weeks, you've had players like Taco definitely in a slump. Ever since his surgery coming back from that, he's been in a slump as well. I don't think FNX has been one of their worst players, so that's one of the reasons why I first doubted this trade, but it still would be a great trade for both Brazilian rosters. You had Phelps come in for obviously one of the better Immortals player, and if he actually had a good morale and actually got along with these guys on the SK Gaming roster, could work out very well. And same so, you're saying over a very high ability player over to the Immortals roster, I think it could have been a beneficial trade for both teams. But as of right now, like I said before, a couple days after this rumor surfaced, we had Taco come out in an interview and say, quote unquote, I can assure you FNX will not be leaving the SK Gaming roster. Now, of course, most recent instance of these pro players lying, a lot of you guys know these pro players will often try and cover up these trades or these swaps just to make fun of, just to have it be at least down to the last moment where it actually comes true or be confirmed. A lot of pro players try and hide this stuff. The most recent instance of this, as you guys know, the MBS roster changed. They changed in Sixer from Team Millennium for Devil on that roster, and we had MBK come out and say, oh, thank you Sixer for standing in for our team. It turns out everyone knew this change was coming. He was not going to be a stand-in. He was going to be a permanent member of that roster. So as of right now, a highly speculated rumor has now become just a rumor. As many of you guys know, SK Gaming's very own Taco did come out. So it should be, as of right now, SK Gaming, the previous #1 team in the world, at least a top 3 team in the world, will not be having a roster change as of right now, but it's definitely a possibility for the future if this internal issue continues to be a problem. And the more likely the two speculative news stories, guys, like I said before, this is going to be probably 100% confirmed. A lot of people saw this one coming as well, and that's the picking up of Heroic Glaive to Astralis. Many of you guys know Astralis just sold Kerrigan over to FaZe Clan. They are now down to 2 options for this next major in January, the E-League major, and that will be one of 2 options. Either pick up Glaive, who stood in for Kirby at, I believe it was ESL Cologne, to earn the legendary spot. He stood in for Kirby there and did quite well as they finished that 5th, 8th spot. One of their better finishes in a long time. So they can either pick up Glaive or put back in Zonic, their coach, which is very, very unlikely. So more likely than not, guys, they have acquired Glaive, or they will be acquiring Glaive from Heroic, that roster currently. A move that I was very unfortunate to see because I really thought Glaive might try and stick it out with Heroic and maybe try and become the best Danish team with that Heroic roster, except for Dignitas right now has been looking amazing. Astralis possibly that 3rd best Danish team now, which is kind of crazy to see them being, the one well-known Danish roster for the longest time, and now Dignitas and Heroic coming out of nowhere, especially Dignitas going out right now at Epicenter. It's been crazy to see that. But as of right now, guys, it's very, very highly confirmed and highly likely as of right now they will be picking up Glaive from the Heroic roster. Now what will happen in Heroic's roster, they actually are going after another Danish team, that is Tricked eSports, one of those many, many Danish teams out there that is looking very, very good, but probably, 4th or 5th place, a lower tier Danish team. That Tricked eSports roster, they have a really good star player. He is 18 years old. He goes by the name of NIKO. That is our Danish NIKO, not the Swedish NIKO you guys know about from Mouse Sports, who is just one of the world's best players by far and away, but still this 18-year-old Danish NIKO from Trick Esports should be joining Heroic's roster in place, of course, of their pickup, who will be Glaive. So they'll be replacing him with another Danish star, but it seems like that'll be happening right now. So we will have Astralis picking up Glaive from Heroic. Heroic will pick up NIKO from Trick Esports. So a big Danish swap coming in. This all ties around to the evidence that was leaked by Cadian a couple days ago. Casper Cadian, as many of you guys know, from that Team Rogue roster, he tweeted out this: big Danish changes coming soon, boys, and this all ties right into that. I'm not sure about Rogue's changes. Rogue also dropping headshot at Maniac. That actually happened before this tweet. So this all adds up, guys. This is much more likely than our first story of SK Gaming's roster. So this should be happening sometime soon, and Astralis will have that new 5-man roster going into January for that E-League major, but also have Glaive for quite some time before that for some events as well. I'll give you guys a short story as of right now. CSGO Wild is back. Why the thumbnail says don't go to CSGO Wild is I'm still telling you guys, CSGO Wild literally has no relevance to CSGO whatsoever. A couple days ago, they have yet to tweet this out. They actually went back into beta testing and they did have launched. I actually went on the website to check it out for a bit, and yes, their new tagline is real money, real games. So if you want to lose real money instead of your in-game skins, go for it, guys. But please don't use CSGO Wild. They have no relevance whatsoever. It is just like how is this still a thing? How is this even still a website? Apparently no one's been using the website as of right now. Saw some guys on there. Apparently they also have some new type of authentication going on as well, using some type of IDs to actually withdraw your money. So good luck to anyone who does use CSGO Wild. I wouldn't advise it, but yes, CSGO gambling is back. I'm going to be touching on the gambling blacklist probably in my next video for all of you guys. I've added a lot of websites to the CSGO gambling blacklist, so please watch out. If you guys are going to gamble, if you're 18 years or older, please watch out. Be careful. Websites are scamming on non-stop as of lately. And I've had a lot of great news these past few weeks with Team Liquid. You know, they were hiring a team chef / team psychiatrist or psychologist, whatever the difference is between those two positions. And also, you know, their documentary announced it's going to be on live television in the next couple weeks, and should be really cool to see that. And now, unfortunately, some very sad news is they will be parting ways with their coach, that is Peacemaker, the former Tempo Storm coach. Loved him at Tempo Storm. Unfortunately, that organization no longer a CSGO team, but still, he went to Liquid and had some great accomplishments there, almost there for 6 months' time. As many of you guys know, he was part of the coaching role for ESL Cologne back when they placed second place to SK Gaming. Also, their run at ESL New York. Again, with SK Gaming, they placed 3rd to 4th there. So some great things in the past 6 months for this team. You know, some great big accomplishments. They could have had some more tiny tournaments there, but apparently why he's parting ways with Team Liquid as of right now is a few disagreements on future business with the team. Obviously, with a diminishing coaching role, it's probably going to be very hard for Liquid to comply with any compliances he was wishing for. So unfortunately, I believe at ESL New York, he wasn't even a coach. I mean, he was their coach there, but still, they had those new coaching rules enforced, so he could only talk to them during timeouts and halftime. So kind of a weird role for future coaches. He did say, though, he's going on to future opportunities and he's still looking for some. So expect Peacemaker to be back in another coaching role, guys. He will not be done. He is definitely going to be coaching some teams sometime soon in the future. Maybe go back to the Brazilian scene. I'm very curious and very, very eager to see where he goes in the future. So Liquid is now parted ways with their head coach. And if you guys have not had the chance to watch Epicenter tournament so far in Moscow, Russia this past weekend, it has been absolutely amazing to watch. Some incredibly close series so far. Obviously had that short 2-day break between the group stages and now the quarterfinals, and obviously the finals are going on as of right now as you guys are watching this between Virtus.pro and Dignitas. The Danish team, I want to talk about this really quick. Dignitas makes me so excited. If you guys do not know, in their entire history, they have not played for a prize pool this large so far. I believe second place comes home with a $100,000 prize, and first place would be $250 grand for these teams. So Virtus.pro and Dignitas have made the finals. This will be the biggest prize pool no matter what, I believe, in the history of Dignitas. Now, I could be wrong, maybe I didn't go back far enough, but this will be their largest prize pool they have seen in several years at the very least. So I'm very excited to see a Danish team in the finals for the first time in a long time as well. Now, first off, guys, for our quarterfinals, a little recap here. 6 of our 8 teams did move on. Our number 1 and 2 seeds, that was Virtus.pro and Na'Vi, were already automatically in the semifinals together, playing separate teams, obviously. So quarterfinal matches, it was SK Gaming versus G2, a somewhat close series there. We've had a lot of close series so far from the quarterfinals onwards. All 4 of these matches played so far in these best of 3s have not been sweeps. They've been 2-1 games, so very, very fun to watch. SK did take down G2 2-1. We also, Dignitas, kind of surprised Fnatic there and beat them 2-1 as well. In the semifinals, it was Virtus.pro who took down SK Gaming in a very, very weird series to watch. It was SK Gaming who dominated map 1, 16-1 there. And what people thought was going to be an over series, because a 16-1 start, you don't get much better than that. It was Nuke for their second map. Virtus.pro came back on that and 16-13 won that. Went to map number 3 where Virtus.pro dominated on Cobblestone 16-4, and they will be in the finals versus Dignitas. Dignitas, who upset Na'Vi. Na'Vi a definite favorite in the semifinal matchup here. Obviously it was simple. He could only do so much. He's still looking absolutely amazing, but they did lose here to Dignitas. And that third map, again, for most of these teams, besides maybe that Virtus.pro or the SK, a very oddball snowball map where you cannot really predict who's going to win these nuke matchups, and it was Virtus Pro here who won that map 16-12 on that third and final map. So again, it will be Dignitas and Virtus Pro in the final. Virtus Pro looking so good these past few months. You have to give them the edge here, but I hope to see Dignitas put up a third map, and it's going to be really fun to watch. So as of right now, guys, I hope the time this video goes up, that finals match will be going on, so stay tuned for that. And now, that was the last story of today's CSGO news, but an important announcement for all of you guys who participated in my YouTube revenue giveaway, so short announcement for that right now. A lot of people didn't know this. I sent out the keys a long time ago, so if you guys have not gotten a key or a trade offer from me or the knife winner, I actually got his knife a few days ago as well. You guys did not win, unfortunately. I wanted to do a separate video for this because it's going to take a long time to show you guys all the screenshots. So on the screen right now, we're going to see all the screenshots from my trade. You guys can also go to my trade history. I believe as of right now, I've given away 9 of 11 gifts so far. 8 of those were all the 8 keys. They went for the $20 winners, and the other one was the grand prize winner of the knife. So I have given away, as of right now, guys, 9 of the 11 revenue winners. So if you guys have not gotten a trade offer yet, unfortunately, you probably have not won. It was so painful to give away $200, but it felt so good. So I'm still giving away 2 winners, guys. Unfortunately, I ran into a lot of problems here. One of the winners actually blocked me on Steam. I requested a friendship. Maybe he thought I was a fake account. He actually blocked me on Steam, so he will not be winning. I have to choose a new winner for that one. Another one just didn't respond, so I will be choosing 2 new winners in the future, guys, or I'll be doing some kind of comment giveaway. So stay tuned to the end of all my videos, and I'll probably be doing a special giveaway through my comment section, and I'll give whoever comments on the videos a few keys here and there. So make sure to include your Steam trade link down below in your comments. But yes, on the screen right now, you guys can look at my trade history as well. My trade history is open for all of you guys. I've given away 9 of the 11 gifts so far, a total of $220 of the $260 I was going to give away. It was so much fun, and you guys had some great funny comments that I got to choose from. But honestly, a lot of the comments that I chose for winners were actually the comments that were just completely right. You know, people who knew the names of my dogs and the color of my dogs, that was a grand prize winner. The people who knew the names of my sisters, kind of creepy, but you still won. My favorite type of nut. A lot of the things that I picked were not funny. They were just the only right answers. So hope you guys all enjoyed. As always, my name is Jake. Hope you guys all enjoyed this episode of CSGO News. I will see you all tomorrow with some great news and some great speculative news and rumors coming soon for all of you guys. As always, hope you all enjoy it. My name is Jake. Remember, I like you. Goodbye!